Hello students, welcome to Lucky Gate. This is NIELIT Scientist B examination question paper, branch computer science. Here in this video, I am going to discuss the DBMS questions which have come in NIELIT Scientist B examinations. There were totally 7 questions have come from the database management systems, and all the 7 questions answers with its detailed solution I am going to discuss in the video. Please watch the video completely so that you can get maximum benefit out of it. Coming to the first question, an instance of a relation schema R of ABC has distinct values of A including null. Which of the following is true? Now what A is having, we have a distinct values like A1, A2, A3 dash dash dash, including null is also there. Okay, that is a given. Now question is, which one of the following is true? Option A given, A is a candidate key. Is A is possible to become a key? If it is to be a key, null should not be possible because it is given null values are there. That's why option A is incorrect. A is not a candidate key. Yes, true. A is primary key. Option C is wrong. Why? Because a primary key should not have null values. Option D, both A is candidate key and A is primary key. It both are incorrect. So answer for this question is option B. Look at the second question. Point out the wrong statement. Point out the wrong statement. Option A given, a non-relational database requires that schemas be defined before you can add data. Option B, no SQL database are built to allow the insertion of data without a predefined schema. Option C given, new SQL databases are built to allow the insertion of data without predefined schema. What is a common thing you observe? Without predefined schema, is it possible to insert tuples? Is it possible to represent a database? No. So means all are false statements. This is false, and even the third statement is also false. So answer for this question is option D. Next, continue with question number 3. Consider a simple checkpointing protocol and the following set of operations in the log. These are the operations are given in the log, and these were the operations that were before the checkpointing, and the remaining are the operations after the checkpointing. Now the question is, if a crash happens now and the system tries to recover using both undo and redo operations, what are the contents of the undo list and the redo list? Look at how to check for undo and redo list. We have to scan the log backwards. Wherever if we see a transaction TI commit is there, then the transaction TI commit, that particular transaction TI should be added into the redo list. If while scanning backwards I found there is a log record TI start but not TI commit. What does it mean? Transaction is started but not committed, because all updates are done are temporary, so it requires to perform undo operations. Keep in mind simply, if a transaction having commit, then that transaction to be added into the redo list. If the transaction having start but no commit, the transaction is to be added into the undo list, and this is to be done only till to the checkpointing and a transaction that was started but not committed before the checkpointing. You look for this. Observe the log scanning from backwards. When I was scanning the log backwards, here I found there is only start T3 log but not committed T3 log, so that the T3 is going to be added into the undo list. And scan backward. Here you can see commit T2 is there. Because commit T2 is there, it means transaction T2 already committed. it requires the transaction T2 to be added into the redo list. Scan backwards. Because T2 is having both start and commit, we can do redo list. Checkpointing. And above the checkpoint also we have to scan backwards until a transaction that was started but not committed. When I was scanning backwards for the lock which is there above the checkpoint, here you can look T4 commit is there before the checkpoint. It means when checkpoint is in progress, whatever the committed transactions are there, all the committed transactions data is to be written into the stable storage. So it doesn't require any redo operations, and redo is not required for those transactions that are already committed before the checkpoint. So it is not going to be added in any redo or undo list. But you observe here start T1 is there. Because start T1 is there, T1 commit is not there. Because T1 commit is not there, the T1 is to be added into the undo list. So what are the undo list? T3 and T1. What is the redo list? T2. So that redo T2 and undo T3 T1 is satisfied by the option A. So answer for this question is option A. Coming to the fourth question. A set of key attributes that identify weak entities related to some owner entity is called as partial key. It is direct question. Suppose we have a weak entity set dependent having some attributes dependent name and age of the dependent. Because both dependent name and age are not possible to be identifying dependent uniquely, then we can call dependent is a weak entity set, and weak entity set in ER model is represented with double rectangle. It is called weak because it do not have a key attribute. So this weak entity set is always will take the help of one of the strong entity in participation we call owner entity set. One of the attribute of weak entity set along with key of owner entity set will be used as a key for the weak entity set to determine each weak uniquely. That attribute we call partial key. That partial key is represented with attribute with a dotted underline. Here I am calling D name is a partial key along with key of owner will be used as a key for the weak entity set. So the attribute, the key attribute of weak entity set is called partial key, and there is another name for partial key is called a discriminator attribute. So answer for this question is option C. Next question 5. Most NoSQL databases support automatic processing supported. NoSQL databases, automatic scalabilities are supported, automatic replication is also supported. So that it is supporting all of them automatically, all of them, meaning that you have high availability and disaster recovery is possible because of option A, B, C. So the answer for this question is option D. Then question number 6. Considering binary relationships, possible cardinality ratios are between two entity sets. Let us say A is an entity set and B is an entity set. Between them we have a relationship R. Between them what cardinalities are possible? 1 to 1 possible, 1 to many possible, many to many possible, and many to 1 also possible. Means all cardinalities are possible. So option A given 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to many, and even many to 1 also possible, but anyhow it is not given in the options. Means all these are the 4 cardinalities possible between a binary relationship. So answer for this question is option D. Next, question number 7. An attribute that is used to look up for records in a file is called. The attributes that is lookup means we have to search for a record in a file is called search key. There is an option D. It is a direct question. This function key, catalog keys, access key, these are irrelevant to the question. So answer for this question is option D. And students, these are the 7 questions asked in NIELIT exam from the subject database management system. This is the technical paper of the exam. And in the general paper, there are 10 more questions are given from the database management system. You can watch the 10 more questions of the database management system in the next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon so that you will get immediate notifications. Thank you.